Okay, my official, for lack of better words, I don't know English very well, second video. We're going to talk about real estate crash cycles. I lost all my friends in 2007. I have only 2 friends out of those that I lost in 2007 that talk to me today. The reason why I lost them is because between the years 2006 and 2007, I was warning everybody about an impending collapse in real estate prices. I was sharing with everybody I could to sell their homes. What they didn't know is that I was selling off all our homes, closing our business. We had a real estate investment company at the same time. Ironically, how I knew this was going to happen was very simple. And what blew my mind was that I was the only person that I knew that saw it coming ahead of time. Sure, there were some people online and out there in the world that saw it at the same time. We've already started the greatest collapse in real estate and asset values in our country's history. I mean, it's hard for people to understand that. See, in 2007, it was very simple. As interest rates started to come up after they had dropped in price, the Federal Reserve had dropped the interest rates after the dot-com bubble burst, I started buying real estate because I knew that people would be inherently greedy, and as interest rates came down, the cost of buying homes would be less, and everybody likes to have the nicest home possible, so they'd start bidding up the prices of homes. So that's when we were buying and selling homes, or flipping homes. When the Federal Reserve announced that they were going to start raising rates, I knew, well, that means that since wages aren't going to go at the same time, then we are going to start seeing house prices decline. Then I started getting into looking at the derivatives and the credit default swaps attached to mortgages, and then I knew we had a watershed event. Again, for lack of better terms. Right now, we're in the greatest collapse in mortgage prices, again, simply because the Federal Reserve has started raising rates again. And they have to do this. We have to find an equilibrium in the monetary system in order to bring value to our currency. We do that through interest rates, or at least the Federal Reserve does. The problem is, growth is not staying up with the rate the interest rates are going up. So we're starting to see real estate start to slow drastically. Sales. Inventory is starting to rise, and people are starting to panic. So we're seeing sort of a mass exodus. People are looking for the exits fast, and that's coming in the form of dropping of real estate prices. People are reducing their asking price. We're seeing special incentives already start, and a lot of people are confused. So what I would like to do is start to get you thinking now of where you're going to be 2 years from now, possibly 5 years from now. Because a lot of people don't think like that. They don't have a lot of time to do what I call free thinking, going out somewhere quietly and contemplating things, specific things, and then come up with scenarios. I always call it a crash scenario. Is your business crash proof? Is your job crash proof? That means if another Great Depression comes, or a Great Recession, or a great inflation like we've had every 7 to 10 years throughout history, do you have what it takes to weather the storm? Because crashes always happen on very predictable cycles. Gosh, this making video stuff is really hard. I'm sure someone's laughing right now because they know what I mean. I tell people that I heard this from Robert Kiyosaki. By the time it hits the news, it's too late. And for the last few years, I've been spending time reading the alternative media, and what I've found is that you can easily predict the future because a few people are out there telling the truth. And by the time it hits the street, that's when everybody's talking about it. Well, yesterday we had Greenspan literally say, take shelter. This is the big one. And I'm paraphrasing, but it's pretty darn close. I watched the Bank of International Settlements put out a warning that say that this collapse can be frightening, quote unquote, at its veracity, its speed at which takes place. I just sold my house at the top of the market. I just moved my retirement into bonds on October 3rd, which I'm pretty sure hit the top of the market, hit its peak on October 3rd. I did the exact same thing right before the .com crash. I moved everything into bonds. And with the real estate, sold and closed my company by 2007. I care that more people understand these cycles, because not only for your financial well-being, but for our country's financial well-being. Because the more people that understand these cycles and move to do something about it, the stronger our economy will be, the stronger our psyches will be, because there won't be fear. I read an amazing proverb once that said, "A wise man sees trouble ahead and moves to avoid it, but a fool runs headlong into it." And it's so true, and it's so easy to be the wise man when you see trouble and you have that gut feeling, to take some time and ponder that gut feeling, see where it's coming from, research a little bit, and then all you got to do is move a little bit to the side and let the craziness go by you. Very few people do that. But what's crazy about today, unlike any other time in history, is we have the ability to tap into wise people all over the world that you can see documented proof that they saw issues and they were warning about it. And then you go, well, they were right then, and then they were right a few years later. Well, what are they saying about today? It's like that movie, The Big Short. The gentleman, the one person that saw it coming, that nobody else in the industry saw it coming, warned about it, shorted the market, was 100% right. Well, is anyone paying attention to what he's saying now? They should, because he's saying another crash is right. We're right on the doorstep of another collapse, and this one's going to be bigger. So I hope what I've said, my ramblings sort of make sense to you. But let's see where this. Let's see if I get any better at talking into a camera with nobody around. Because for some reason, I could say I'm really smart and I could see all this stuff coming, but for some reason I can't talk around myself. Look, nobody around here. There's a couple of ducks listening to me. So hopefully this goes better next time.